today I want to give you a quick update with regard to my vehicle. It has been stuck in Mombasa for a few days. Wow, this is a tempting moment, a moment of patience put in temptation, because I have been waiting for that car for, I would say, the longest. I know it has not been that long, but when I count the days since the day I paid for that vehicle, it is exactly 2 months. I paid on 28th of August, and today we are on 28th of October. So exactly 2 months since I paid for that vehicle, and it has not yet reached me. So it was cleared last week on 24th of October. So everything paid, custom paid, custom cleared, duty paid, number plates has been paid, has been applied to NTSA. I already received the number plate. Of course, is a KDV 6 something Q. You will see it once it is fully out. So the vehicle was completely cleared, and it was taken to the carrier. Okay, so you remember very well I told you that I don't prefer that I drive my car from Mombasa all the way to Nairobi. So it was cleared by my clearing agent, who was actually on point very fast. He cleared that vehicle and drove it out of the custom area in less than 6 hours. Okay, sometimes people will tell you clearance takes 2 weeks, takes a week, I don't know, whatever, but that would depend with your clearing guy and how efficient he is in terms of communicating, asking you for information, and making sure that everything moves on faster. So for me, I was expecting that by last weekend, I should have my car with me in Nairobi. But there is one mathematic I had not done. And that is the hard lesson I have come to learn. And this channel is for us to learn these things together, so that you don't have to go through the same experience that I am going. So unfortunately, I don't have my car right now, but it is not because something bad happened. Why I don't have it right now, it is because of what I am going to explain. So my car was cleared on Friday morning and taken to the carrier yard. So these trucks, they carry normally 9 vehicles. So these vehicles, they have to be loaded on those trucks by 4 p.m. of each day, and then they have to depart Mombasa before 4, because they are only allowed to drive during the day. So once they leave, according to that company's rule, the company that is carrying my car, they explained to me that the truck has to leave their yard in Mombasa at least before 4 p.m. so that it can travel until 6 p.m. where darkness will find them, or where 6 p.m. will clock. Then the truck will be parked there until the next day, 6 a.m., when they will begin the journey all the way to Nairobi. So before you receive your vehicle, it will take you at least, let's say, 18 hours after the vehicle has departed from Mombasa, because the transit time is around 8 hours. They don't come, in a rush. They drive just slowly, and then where darkness finds them, they spend the night there, and then you receive your car normally the next day after the day of departure. But that is in an ideal departure scenario. So what happened to my car is that my clearing guy was very, very efficient and very, very quick. So my vehicle was the first to arrive at the carrier's yard. Okay, so I had expected that very early that Saturday, the carrier would depart from Mombasa. But when I called them, they told me it has not yet departed, because they are still waiting for 5 more vehicles. So there were only 4 vehicles on the yard, and the carrier has to be loaded to full capacity. Okay, it has to be loaded to full capacity. And a lot of, my imagination was that it is very easy to fill up those 5 vehicles, so that the carrier can depart the next day. So unfortunately, the port does not function on Sunday, so they had to wait for Monday. And then when I called now the clearing guy, and I told them the carrier company that you sent me to, they have not yet delivered my car, then he started explaining a few things that are very, very critical. I had not understood them before. So he told me that my vehicle, I preferred to to collect my number plate from Nairobi. So once it was cleared, it left the custom area with a KD plate until it got to the carrier's yard. And then they removed the KD plate, so it will be transported to Nairobi without KD plate. Once I receive the vehicle, I think it will be dropped along Kiabu Road. Once I receive the vehicle, I will know how to take it to my home compound and park it there until my number plates are ready at NTSA Nairobi. I go and pick them and I come and stick them into my car. So that is the process of number plates can take like 5 days before it comes out. Right now, since Friday last week, today is on a Tuesday, I have not yet received communication from NTSA that my number plates are ready. So what my guy was telling me is that a lot of people who are using carriers, there are people who are not in a hurry, and they prefer that most of their vehicles, they depart from Mombasa with the number plate. And that is why it was challenging for the carrier company to fill up the 4 cars, because every car that arrived with my ship you can check online. It is called, the vessel is called Tanabata. And I will also explain a few things about the ship and the ship's cargo ship that arrive with vehicles from Japan and their frequency of arrival. So until today, Tuesday, the carrier is still lacking 1 vehicle. So I think the carrier will depart from Mombasa almost a week later after I delivered my car. I feel anxious because I don't know the car is under the hands of who, but I have called them. They have assured me that the car is, under safe hands. It is a highly secure place. It is not only my car that is there. There are 8 more other cars that are waiting only for one so that the carrier can depart. You can get lucky that when your car has gotten cleared, it arrives at the carrier's yard as the last unit, and then the carrier departs immediately. But if your car arrives at the carrier's yard as the first car, like my case, to you will have to wait for like 3-4 days before the carrier is full. But also he told me that if your car is fast to be cleared, then you should not be like a person who wants it to be carried with the carrier. Okay? Because carrier is for people who are not in a hurry. There are people who are like, I will get that car with the full number plates. Let the carrier guys take their time. Let them drive slowly. Let them arrive in Nairobi safe when they want. Okay? But people who are in a hurry like myself, who wanted my car immediately it landed into Kenya, the advisable way is to go and drive that car myself. Because right now, I have spent almost a week without my car, a situation that I could have avoided if I just went to Mombasa to pick it and drive it to Nairobi myself. Imagine it was cleared on Friday. So Friday, Gioni, I could have gone to Mombasa and pick my car. Today we are speaking, we are on Tuesday, the next week. The car has not yet even departed Mombasa. So it means that I will get that car a week later. But if I wanted it immediately, probably I could have gone to Mombasa and pick it myself. I hope that lesson give you something that is important for you to know. Something else I wanted to mention here is about the carriers, because for me, I thought every other day there are ships that are docking on the port of Mombasa with a lot of vehicles from Japan. But I came to learn that is not true. The ship that arrive from Japan to the port of Mombasa carrying vehicles are actually not many. Per month, there would be a maximum of like four ships that arrive. The one that arrived with my car had around 4,000 other cars, because its carrying capacity is around 5,000 vehicles. But I saw it had some stopover in Tanzania, the port of Dar es Salaam. It dropped a number of thousands of vehicles there, and then others were headed to Kenya. And maybe from there it might proceed maybe to other ports. But what am I trying to tell you here is that it is important you understand about the port procedures and the timelines. And we were also told that the same thing in Japan. If the ship is departing at a particular date, because date of departure for ship are fixed very, very early ahead of time. Maybe right now we know the ship that will depart mid next month. Okay? If you buy your car today and it is booked for that ship, you will have to wait like even 3 weeks before the departure. You'll feel a lot of anxiety. You'll have to wait for a longer time. While someone who buys their car a week to departure, they will feel like their process was so instant and their car departed so quickly compared to other person's vehicle. So yeah, that has been my experience. But these guys at the carrier's yard, they have been sending me pictures every day. The clearing guy took the mileage of the vehicle when they delivered it to the carrier. Okay, and I had that conversation with the carrier when they received my car. We discussed about the mileage, so that I am guaranteed that while my vehicle is there waiting to be transited to Nairobi, it will not be driven, and I will be able also to know. So they take all those pictures and send to you. So the vehicle is not yet here, not because it is something wrong that happened or it is in danger, but because I didn't understand these processes. Had I known that, I could have just taken maybe flight to Mombasa. It's just 5,000. I fuel my car with, let's say, 6,000. That is 11,000. And then I have my car on time, compared to paying a carrier 25,000 shillings, okay, and then you delay getting your vehicle by 1 week. So assess those scenarios and see what works best for you. All right, guys, cheers. And I hope that through my experience, a lot of you will choose to import their cars in a more efficient way, in a more informed way, because I have shared my experience. All right, cheers, guys, and see you in my next video.